Good morning, students. Today, let us talk about cell structure and functions. So, it is a wide topic that we have to discuss. A part of that topic will be covered in this presentation, and let us now discuss what is a cell and who discovered cell. In 1665, Robert Hooke he observed the piece of bottle cork under the compound microscope, and he saw small boxes in it, and he named them as rooms, and those boxes he named it as cells. And however, the compound microscope was limited in magnification, so he could not reach his purpose, and he could not see the details in it because of the limitations. So based on those limitations, Hooke concluded that these were non-living entities. But later, Anton Leeuwenhoek observed the cell under another compound microscope with higher resolution or higher magnification, and this time he was able to exhibit some form of movement or motility inside the cell. As a result of that, he said that the microscopic entities are alive, they are moving and they are alive. And after a host of other observations, he was able to name it as animalcules. And later, in early 1880s, Robert Brown, a Scottish botanist, provided the very first insight into the cell structure, and he was able to identify the nucleus as one of the cell organelle in the cells of orchids. So actually we should define a cell. So this was all about the early discoveries which was made by Robert Hooke, Anton van Leeuwenhoek, and then Robert Brown. So these were the early people who discovered about the cell. But actually, what is the cell? And what is its function? So a cell may be a smallest basic unit of life. So it can be defined as the smallest basic unit of life that is responsible for all of its life processes like respiration, digestion, and other physiological activities. So it is the smallest structural and functional unit of a living system. So these are the structural unit as well as functional units of the living system. Cells are the smallest ones. They are microscopic, and they are structural units as well as they are functional units. So what all the functional aspects that take place in a living system, for all those functions cells are responsible. So each cell that contain the basic structures such as cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, all these are the basic structures that are found in cell. So now a cell may be defined as the structural and functional unit of life. Now in the diagram you can see the cell structure. The outermost part of the cell, that is shown in the form of a brown, irregularly circular. It is not exactly circular, it is irregularly circular, and this is called as cell membrane. The outermost covering of the cell is called as cell membrane, which is in pale color, irregularly circular, but it is not exact circle, it is irregular in shape. And outside that, some hair-like structures are seen that can be named as cilia. But now whatever content present inside the cell membrane, that content is called as protoplasm, which can be differentiated further into the centrally dark spherical darkly stained body called as nucleus. As you can see the nucleus, dark blue color. Purple color, and inside that a small nucleolus is also present, and this nucleus is surrounded by cytoplasm, which constitute many organelles, small microscopic submicroscopic organelles called as cytoplasmic cell organelles, such as centrioles, microtubules, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, lysosomes, mitochondria, rough endoplasmic reticulum, etc., etc. So these are all the cell organelles that are present in the cell. So in the next diagram also you can see all the structures very clearly. So you can see the blue color, darkly stained purple color structure called as nucleus, the outermost circular membranous structure, that is cell membrane. Inside the cell membrane you will see different structures. The centrally that is slightly away from the center, you will see another circle of purple color, that is nucleus, and the protoplasm of inside the cell membrane can be differentiated into nucleus and the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is a gel-like substance, jelly-like substance, in which all the cytoplasmic cell organelles are embedded, such as mitochondria, peroxisomes, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, vacuoles, centrosome, microtubules, liposomes, Golgi vesicles, etc. So these are all the cell organelles that are found in cell, and the major ones are nucleus, ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, chloroplast, and mitochondria. Whereas all the cell organelles are present in all sorts of cells, and there are minor differences with some specification in their functioning. Whereas we can say chloroplast, they are present in plant cells and they are absent in animal cells. So as we all know, it is the functional and structural unit of the living system, and it has got some characteristics. So cell has got characteristics. The important characteristics are listed here. That cell provides provides structure and support to the body of the organism, and it is containing different organelles, which have every organelle has got a function, and the nucleus is a major organelle which will hold the chromatin material in it, or nucleoplasm, which constitute chromatin that holds the genetic information for the reproduction and of the cell generation after generation. And and nucleus is well organized double membranous uh, cell organelle present in the cell. Mitochondria are also double membranous. They are membrane bound organelles and they are responsible for energy transactions, and hence they are considered as the powerhouses of the cell. So mitochondria are uh, responsible for the respiratory function, that is breaking down of food in the presence of oxygen, and all Krebs cycle and all will take place inside the mitochondria. So energy generation function is done in the mitochondria. Mitochondria is responsible for its function, and it has its own genome also, but here in this topic we are not going into the details of mitochondria and mitochondrial genome, but just as one of the organelle we'll discuss this now. Lysosomes, they help in digestion. This is also one of the cytoplasmic cell organelle. It helps in the digestive function, because most of the minor organisms, they are single celled organisms in which lysosomes will function as the digestive organelle that engulfs the food particle and that will digest, and it secretes the digestive enzymes in it. Endoplasmic reticulum is the tubules which extend from cell wall to the nuclear membrane, from cell membrane to the nuclear membrane. These are the tubular structures and they are scattered in the cytoplasm. They help as a mechanical support to the cell. They give a specific shape and structure to the cell, and they provide mechanical support. On the surface, it is of two types. It can be differentiated into smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum has no particles on the surface, whereas rough endoplasmic reticulum has some spherical particles on the surface. They are ribosomes and they are helpful in the protein synthesis. During the translation process inside the cell, when the translation process is going on, these ribosomes will start functioning. Now, the types of cells on the major that means the type of cell on the basis of nuclear membrane. So this differentiation, the major type of classification for the types of cells. So there are hundreds of types of cells are present, but the major criteria for the classification is either presence and absence of nuclear membrane. If the cell is containing a nucleus which is covered by a nuclear membrane, that can be identified as eukaryotic cell, and the cells in which nucleus is of primitive type which is not covered by nuclear membrane, that is categorized under prokaryotes. So cells are basically they are all the cells have most of the cell organelles that are same, and they have perform similar function, But the basis of classification, the major classification is based on uh, nucleus, whether it is well organized nucleus covered by double membrane. So then those cells are categorized under eukaryotic cells, and the cells which have its genome embedded in the cytoplasm without naked DNA present in the cytoplasm, they come under the category of prokaryotes. So pro means primitive, and karyon nucleus. So primitive type of nucleus. So prokaryotes, all those cells in which primitive type of nucleus, that means the DNA or the chromatin is embedded in the cytoplasm without nuclear membrane, they all come under prokaryotes. So pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus, primitive type of nucleus. So all those cells in which their chromatin is not covered by nuclear membrane, they come under prokaryotic cells. And the others which have well organized double membranous covering on the chromatin, they come under eukaryotes. So well organized nucleus, if they possess, they come under in eukaryotes. Prokaryote cells, they have in most of the microorganisms which lead the life as a single celled microorganism, such as archaea, bacteria and cyanobacteria, all these come under prokaryotes. And the cell size ranges between 0.1 to 0.05 micrometers in diameter, and hereditary material can be DNA. In rare cases, as in the case of viruses, some of them will have RNA. Prokaryotes reproduce by binary fission, a form of sexual reproduction, that is conjugation. So their reproductive method is asexual as well as sexual. Asexual, the example of asexual reproduction is binary fission, just like mitosis. Just the mitosis is, through mitosis a single cell is divided into two daughter cells. Similarly, some microorganisms such as bacteria, they divide or they reproduce asexually by binary fission. But there are for nuclear reorganization and for the improvement of the strain, they sometimes under some conditions they undergo sexual reproduction, that is called as conjugation. So at the 10+2 level, you people might have studied conjugation in paramecium. So recall that conjugation in paramecium is nothing but it is a nuclear exchange to reorganize the nucleus and improve the strain. So they have conjugation as one of the method of sexual reproduction. Now eukaryotic cells, eukaryon, true, karyon again, as you know, it is nucleus. So eukaryotic cells, they have well organized nucleus which is covered by two membranes, double membrane, and their size is ranging between 10 to 100 micrometers, and this broad category involves protozoans, fungi and animal cells and higher plant cells. So all the plant cells, fungi, protozoa and animals, they have well organized nucleus and they are larger in size as compared to the prokaryotes. So here in these cells, The plasma membrane is responsible for monitoring the transport of nutrients and electrolytes in and out of the cell. So, and they all reproduce by means of sexual as well as, in some cases, asexual method of reproduction is also seen, but majority of them will reproduce sexually. And these organelles, they are well organized, and other cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, they are also covered by cell membrane, their organellar membrane, not cell membrane. It is, the structure will be similar to cell membrane. That means lipoprotein layers, bilayer, lipoprotein bilayer will be there, but that membrane is called as organellar membrane. If it is a mitochondria, it is called as mitochondrial membrane. If it is a lysosome, peroxisomal membrane. If it is a chloroplast membrane. So it is based on the type of the cell organelle or the cytoplasmic cell organelle in which constitute the membrane. So with the name of that organelle, it will be named as that particular membrane, and the basic structure will be resembling the cell membrane, as the cell membrane has double lipoprotein layer, double membranous lipoprotein bilayer will be there. Similarly, here also it will be lipoprotein. The membrane will constitute lipid as well as protein part. Now the cell organelles. There are certain differences between the animal cell and the plant cell. Plant cell, usually it is slightly rectangular. Sometimes it will vary depending upon the type of organ, or the, if it is a fruit cell, if it is a bark cell. So variation will be there on the type of its physical nature, but basically it is rectangular. And animal cell is circular in nature, and it has cell membrane. The outermost covering of the cell is cell membrane, whereas in case of plant cell, outside the cell membrane, cell wall is also present. Cell wall is present, and it has chloroplast, because plastids are present in the plant cells. So plastids are the cell organelles. Again, it is covered by membrane. Outer membrane and inner membrane will be there, and these plastids, they are of different color, and depending upon the nature or the portion of the plant in which they are present. So plastids, they are of three types majorly: chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. In the root region, there will be no color, because you will see most of the plants, they have root which is colorless, and these the plastids that are present in that, those cells that are found in root, they are colorless, hence the name leucoplast. But if you see the flowers, they will have different colors, and those plastids, they will have a pigment called they are called as chromoplast. That means plastid having color other than green. And all leafy part or green portion of the plant body, that is green in color, that will possess chloroplast, and those plastids are green in color due to the presence of a green color pigment called as chlorophyll. So these are the important features that are present in the plant cell. But in case of animal cell, centrosome is present, whereas centrosome is absent in the plant cell, and here only cell membrane is found, no cell wall and no plastids. So these are the some important differences that can be seen in the plant cell, between the plant cell and the animal cell. About the cell organelles and their functioning, it needs another class. So in the following videos, you can listen and you can see the explanation about the different cell organelles. Now this was an overview of the topic, that is cell structure and the functions. But this was a brief introduction of the cell and the detailed structure and about the different cell organelles and their functions can be discussed in the coming videos.